Number 1. The Veil of Perception. Donald Hoffman says you do not see reality as it is. You see a desktop. Icons, colors, and shapes designed not to reveal the machine but to hide it. Just as a blue folder on your computer is not the code itself, your vision of the world is not reality itself. It is a user interface. Evolution built this interface not for truth, but for survival. What you think of as solid matter is only an icon. What you call red is only a symbol. What you trust as real is only a shortcut. Hoffman calls this the interface theory of perception. It means every sight, every sound, every touch is a veil. And behind that veil, reality waits unseen. Number 2. The interface of survival. Think of your phone. Bright symbols guide you, but the icons do not show the hardware. They hide wires, circuits, and voltage. Hoffman says your senses are built the same way. When you see a ripe fruit, you see color. When you hear a growl, you hear sound. Yet in the mathematics of evolution, perception was not shaped to show truth. It was shaped to show what Hoffman calls fitness payoffs. These are survival signals, not reality. Color is not truth, sound is not truth, texture is not truth. They are evolutionary shortcuts, icons on the screen of life, and they guide you not toward reality, but toward survival. Number 3. The death of naive realism. Naive realism tells you that what you see is what exists, that the world in front of your eyes is the real world. Hoffman says this is false. In his evolutionary game theory simulations, organisms that saw reality as it is always lost. Organisms tuned only to fitness payoffs, to shortcuts, survived. This means natural selection drives you away from truth, away from reality, and toward illusion. The very belief that your perceptions mirror the world is a trick. A useful trick, but a trick nonetheless. Naive realism dies in the mathematics of evolution, and with it, your certainty about what is real. Number 4. The illusion of the object. Picture an apple. You call it red, you call it solid. But Hoffman reminds you, there is no red in reality. Color exists only in your interface. The apple itself has no hue. It reflects wavelengths, but wavelength is not red. Your brain paints the symbol. The apple's solidity is also a construction. Atoms are not solid. They are mostly empty, held by forces. What you see as an apple is an icon, a shortcut for survival, not the truth of molecules. Fields, or hidden reality, objects, Hoffman says, are costumes worn by reality, symbols in your interface, not independent things. Number 5. The prison of senses. Your senses are a narrow portal. You see only a sliver of light. You hear only a fraction of vibration. You taste, smell, and feel within tiny limits, and yet you believe this slice is the whole. Hoffman says this is the prison. Evolution shut the doors to truth. It gave you only what you need to act, to find food, to avoid danger, to reproduce. Truth was not needed, so truth was left behind. You live inside a sensory cage, and the walls are painted with illusions. You do not see reality, you see a survival game. Number 6. The theater of consciousness. When you see a chair, you do not see atoms, you see an icon, a symbol in your interface. When you hear a voice, you do not hear molecules colliding in air, you hear meaning. Consciousness, Hoffman says, is not a passive mirror, it is an active construction. A theater where perceptions appear as actors, but the stage itself hides what is real, just as the desktop hides the circuits. Consciousness gives you stories, not structures. It gives you icons, not reality. What you call experience is an interface, a theater built for action, not a window into truth. Number 7. The currency of evolution. Evolution's currency is survival, not accuracy. Hoffman tested this with computer models. Creatures tuned to reality lost. Creatures tuned to fitness payoffs won. This means evolution does not reward truth. It rewards useful lies. The fruit is painted red. The snake is given shape. The fire burns bright. These signals are icons. They are not reality, but they are enough to guide your moves in the game of life. Nature chose illusion over truth, because truth was too costly. and the illusion was enough to survive. Number 8. The collapse of matter. Physics tells us matter is mostly empty. Atoms are probabilities, fields, not solid stones. Hoffman goes further. He says matter itself is an icon, a symbol in the user interface, not the foundation of reality, the desk you touch, the ground beneath your feet. They feel solid, but solid is just another symbol. In reality, there are no tables, no chairs, no objects. These are simplifications built by your mind to help you survive. Matter collapses into illusion. Another painted icon on your evolutionary desktop. Number 9. The question of truth. If evolution hides reality, if perception gives you only icons, then what is truth? Hoffman says truth may exist, but you are not built to see it. Survival never required it. What you see is not what is, it is what keeps you alive. Hoffman's mathematics show this again and again. Truth loses. Fitness wins. Yet still, the human mind asks, is there something beneath the icons? Is there a structure, a code, a deeper reality waiting unseen? Hoffman says yes, but it is hidden, and your senses will never pierce the veil. Number 10. The dream of free will. In the interface, choices appear. A path left, a path right. You feel yourself decide. You feel freedom. But Hoffman warns, if perception itself is an interface, then perhaps choice too is an icon, an appearance, not reality. He does not claim free will is false. He simply reminds us that what we experience as agency may also be constructed, an element in the interface, a symbol of control. The dream of free will may be another dream. Another icon painted on the screen of consciousness, and like all icons, it may hide the truth behind it. Number 11. Fitness beats truth. Hoffman ran simulations. He gave digital creatures two options. One could see the truth of the world. The other could only see fitness payoffs. Who survived? Always the creatures tuned to fitness. The ones tuned to truth went extinct. Every time. This is not opinion. This is mathematics. Evolution does not shape us to see reality. It shapes us to act, to stay alive. The truth seekers lose. The illusion builders win. And so the world you see is shaped not by what is real, but by what helped your ancestors live. Number 12. The icon called snake. Imagine a snake. Long body, sharp fangs. You feel fear. You act. But the snake you see is not reality. It is an icon. Hoffman says perception gives you signals. Survival shortcuts. Not the thing itself. The real structure, whatever it is, remains hidden. You never see reality. You see snake on your evolutionary desktop. A warning symbol, not the truth. The fangs, the scales, the hiss, all icons, designed not for truth, but for survival. You move away. You live. That is all evolution needs. Number 13. The apple's red mask. Look at a red apple. Its color shines, vivid, familiar. But physics tells us red is not in the apple. It is not in the light. It is not in the wavelength. Red exists only in your perception. A payoff, not truth. Evolution gave you red as a signal, a fruit worth eating, a shortcut to energy. But the apple in reality, whatever it truly is, does not wear red. Red is a mask, a symbol, an icon in your interface. Useful, beautiful, but not true. Number 14. Space and time as icons. Hoffman says even space and time may not be fundamental. We think they are the stage on which reality plays. But what if they are part of the interface? Icons like color and shape, tools for survival, not truth. Just as the desktop shows folders, not circuits, space may show distance, time may show change, but beneath them, reality may be something else entirely, something outside of the interface, something your mind will never see, because evolution never asked you to. Number 15. The limits of physics. Physics peels back layers. It reveals atoms, particles, quantum fields, but Hoffman says even these may be interface icons, not ultimate truth. They are just deeper layers of the same illusion. Our equations describe the interface, not what lies behind it. Even the most advanced science may still be working on the desktop, naming and renaming icons, while the true machinery of reality remains hidden, not matter, not energy, but something beyond. Number 16. Conscious agents. If objects are not real, if matter is not fundamental, what is? Hoffman proposes a radical idea. The universe is made of conscious agents, interacting networks of experience. Each agent perceives, each agent chooses, each agent acts, and from their interactions the interface arises. Space, time, matter, all emerge as icons, but beneath them lies this web of consciousness. Consciousness, not matter, is fundamental, and the world you know may be only the surface of that ocean. Number 17. The game of perception. Imagine reality as a game. You wear a headset. The headset shows icons, colors, symbols. They help you play, but they do not reveal the code beneath. Hoffman says your senses are this headset. They show you payoffs, not truth. You see just enough to move, just enough to survive, but never the full reality. You are a player in a game, and the rules are hidden. The only thing you see are the symbols that guide you from one move to the next. Number 18. Truth is fatal. Why doesn't evolution give us truth? Hoffman's answer is sharp. Because truth is fatal, creatures that see reality waste time. They drown in details. They do not act fast enough. They hesitate. They die. Fitness requires shortcuts, not accuracy. The symbols of perception hide truth, and in hiding truth, they give life. Illusion is the secret of survival. The cost of truth is extinction. Number 19. Perception as a lie. When you open your eyes, you trust what you see. A tree, a sky, a friend's face. But Hoffman says perception is a lie. A beautiful lie. One that has fooled every ancestor. One that fools you now. It is not truth. It is a carefully crafted illusion. A lie told for millions of years, passed on through genes, perfected by survival. You live inside this lie, and you call it reality. Number 20. The hidden reality. If everything you see is an icon, if objects are symbols, if space and time are part of the interface, then what is real? Hoffman says reality is hidden, concealed behind the desktop. We do not see it. We cannot see it, but it is there. Conscious agents, networks of experience, patterns of interaction. This is Hoffman's bold vision, that the true reality is consciousness itself, and the world you know is only the cover, not the book. Number 21. The Wallpaper of Space. You believe space is the canvas of reality, a vast backdrop where stars shine and planets spin. But Hoffman says space is not the stage. It is the stage set, a wallpaper in the interface. It appears three-dimensional. It feels endless. Yet it is part of the illusion. Evolution painted this wallpaper to give you bearings, to let you track objects, to measure movement, to know where to step. But the true reality, the reality behind the wallpaper, may not have space at all. What feels like distance may be nothing more than an icon, a symbol designed for survival. And once you see space as wallpaper, the question opens wider. What else is painted on the walls of your mind? Number 22. Time as a trick. You believe time flows. Seconds, minutes, years marching forward, past fading, future approaching. But Hoffman suggests time is not fundamental. It is another icon, another tool in the survival interface. Organisms that measure time can eat, escape, reproduce. Time is useful, but usefulness is not truth. The arrow you follow is drawn by perception, not by reality. Physics itself whispers this. Relativity bends time. Quantum theory erases it. And Hoffman goes further, saying time is a symbol, a trick evolution gives you, so you can track events, but beneath the trick, reality may not tick, reality may not flow. The clock in your mind may be nothing more than a dial painted on the interface. Number 23. Objects as symbols. You believe objects are fundamental? Tables, rocks, trees, and stars? Hoffman says objects are not reality. They are symbols, just as icons on a desktop are not the circuits they represent. The world you see is filled with icons. Evolution gives you this symbolic language. Objects are compressed data, simplifications. They give you meaning without truth. You never touch reality. You only touch symbols. Each one is a survival signal, a payoff. Made visual, the coffee cup on your desk, the phone in your hand, the shoes on your feet. None are what they seem. They are the grammar of the interface, written in symbols. Read by your mind, to act without ever knowing the truth. Number 24. The illusion of motion. Watch a car pass on the street. You say it moves, you say it changes position in time, but Hoffman would ask, do you see motion, or do you see an icon of motion? Just as frames in a movie flicker to create the illusion of flow. Your perceptions may be stitching signals, giving you an icon called movement. The car itself, the road itself, may not exist as you see them. They may only be symbols. Motion is not truth. Motion is a constructed payoff. Your interface builds the story of change to help you survive. But the story is not reality, and every step you take may be a movement through illusion. Number 25. Death of the Physicalist dream. For centuries, science believed matter was fundamental, that particles, atoms, molecules were the building blocks of reality. Hoffman says this dream is over. Physics itself has shown matter dissolve into probabilities, into fields, into mathematics. He argues even these are not truth. They are still icons, the desktop symbols of scientists, useful but not real. The dream of physicalism dies, and in its place rises something radical. Consciousness, not matter, may be the foundation. Physical objects are shadows. Conscious experience may be the fire, and the physicalist dream fades like smoke in the wind. Number 26. Consciousness as fundamental. What if reality is not built from particles? Not from matter, not from energy? Hoffman suggests it is built from consciousness. He calls them conscious agents, fundamental units of perception and choice. They interact, they combine, they create networks, and from these networks, the world you see emerges. Objects, space, time, all arise from these interactions. Just as a desktop arises from circuits, consciousness builds the interface. Consciousness is the ground. Matter is the shadow. Reality is not unconscious stuff. Reality is living, experiencing, acting, and you are a part of that ocean. Number 27. The web of agents. Hoffman's model is not of particles, but of conscious agents. Imagine a vast web, each node an agent, each edge an interaction. They perceive, they choose, they act, and the patterns of these interactions give rise to the interface. You see objects, you see space, you see time, but underneath there is only the web, an endless network of consciousness, each agent a point of awareness, each agent shaping the whole, and you, too, are an agent in this web, both player and played, both icon and hidden truth. Number 28. Reality beyond reach. Evolution built your interface to hide, to keep you from truth. This is why Hoffman says the real world is beyond reach. You cannot touch it, you cannot see it, you cannot measure it directly. Perception is not a window, it is a mask, and yet the mask is enough. It lets you survive, it lets you act, it lets you play the game. But beneath the mask, reality is richer, stranger, more complex than you will ever know. It is not matter, it is not space, it is not time. It is hidden, and perhaps it always will be. Number 29. The collapse of certainty. What can you trust if perception lies? What can you know if space, time, and matter are icons? Hoffman says you cannot trust your senses. You cannot trust naive realism. Certainty collapses, yet the collapse is also freedom. For when certainty falls, new possibilities rise. Perhaps reality is consciousness. Perhaps reality is mathematics. Perhaps reality is nothing you can imagine. The collapse of certainty opens the door, and though the door leads into darkness, it may be the only path to truth. Number 30. The interface as gift. Though it hides reality, the interface is also a gift. Without it, you would not survive. You would drown in truth. You would freeze before the endless complexity. The icons save you. They simplify. They guide you. They allow you to live. Hoffman reminds us that illusion is not failure. It is design. You were not built to see reality. You were built to survive. The interface is the gift of survival. And every moment you live inside the gift, even if truth remains hidden. Number 31. Perception as user interface. Think again of your computer. You click on a folder, a small blue square on the screen. You know the folder is not real. It is an icon, a symbol that hides the true machinery, circuits, currents, and code. Hoffman says your senses work the same. The world you see, tables, trees, and stars, are icons. They are shortcuts created by evolution. They do not reveal the machinery of reality. They hide it. Perception is the desktop. Objects are the icons. You are clicking through life, mistaking the folder for the file, mistaking the icon for the truth, and all the while the code of reality remains unseen. Number 32. The Evolutionary Proof. Hoffman does not rest on metaphor. He turns to mathematics. Using evolutionary game theory, he asks a simple question. Do organisms that see reality as it is survive better than those who see only fitness payoffs? The answer is always no. In every simulation, creatures tuned to truth die out. Creatures tuned to survival illusions thrive. The proof is not opinion. It is rigorous mathematics. Evolution hides the truth, because truth wastes energy. Survival needs shortcuts, not accuracy, and so your world, the very one you trust, is mathematically guaranteed to be false. Number 33. Fitness payoffs. Hoffman's term is precise. Fitness payoffs. They are the rewards evolution gives for useful perception. The color red as a signal of ripeness, the sound of a growl as a signal of danger, the softness of grass as a signal of rest. None of these are reality. They are payoffs. They are icons. Evolution does not care about truth. It cares about survival. It shapes perception to deliver payoffs, to keep you alive long enough to reproduce. The payoff is the coin of evolution. The truth is ignored. You live not in reality, but in a payoff matrix, an illusion designed for survival. Number 34. The snake and the fruit. Hoffman often gives two examples: a snake in the grass, a ripe piece of fruit. To survive, you must avoid one and seek the other. Evolution does not need you to see truth. It only needs you to act. A snake is given fangs, scales, hiss. But these are icons, payoffs that signal danger. The fruit is given color, taste, sweetness. But these are icons too, payoffs that signal energy. Neither snake nor fruit appears as it truly is. You never see reality. You see symbols painted by evolution, survival stories drawn on the desktop. Nothing more. Number 35. The collapse of spacetime. For centuries we trusted space and time. The infinite grid stretching in all directions, the arrow of past to future. But Hoffman joins physicists who doubt this, saying space-time is not fundamental. It is part of the interface. Just as color is an icon, so is distance. So is duration. Space-time is the stage set, but the play beneath is different. Conscious agents interacting, networks of choice and experience. From these networks, space and time emerge, useful for survival, but not ultimate truth. Space-time itself may be doomed. Another icon, another illusion. Number 36. Conscious agents create the world. Hoffman's bold idea. Reality is not matter, not particles, not fields. It is made of conscious agents. They perceive, they decide, they act. And from their endless interactions, the interface you see arises. Space, time, objects, all emerge. They are the product of deeper interactions. Consciousness is fundamental, not accidental, not emergent from matter. Matter is emergent from consciousness. The physical world is not the source. It is the shadow, and every tree you see, every sky you admire, is born not from atoms, but from the play of conscious agents. Number 37. Physics as icon language. Science measures particles. It maps space. It times events, but Hoffman says these are icons. Physics itself is describing the desktop, not the machine. Equations are not windows. They are rules of the interface. They are the language of icons, useful, predictive, powerful, but not ultimate. Even the Higgs boson, even dark matter, even quantum fields may be interface symbols, not reality itself. Physics gives you accuracy within the game, but accuracy inside illusion does not mean truth. It only means you play the interface well. Number 38. Objects are stories. Every object you see, every stone, cup, or tree, is a story told by your interface, a symbol for survival. You see a rock and think solidity. You see water and think fluid. You see the sky and think vast. But these are not truths. They are compressed stories, data simplified into symbols. Without simplification, you would drown in detail. You would not survive. So objects are fairy tales, narratives given shape. Not reality, but story, and you live inside these stories, mistaking them for the world. Number 39. Truth hidden, not lost. Hoffman does not say reality does not exist. He says it is hidden. Behind the interface, the icons conceal the machine, but the machine is still there, conscious agents interacting, structures you cannot see. Truth is not gone. It is simply unreachable through your senses. This is why evolution gave you illusions, not to reveal truth, but to keep it hidden. Because truth was not needed, but truth remains, silent, waiting, beneath the screen, beneath the icons, beneath the interface. Number 40. The freedom of illusion. To learn that perception is false can feel unsettling, but Hoffman reminds us, illusion is not failure, illusion is design. The icons free you. They give you a way to act, without drowning in truth, without freezing in complexity. The interface is a gift. It is not reality, but it is survival, and inside this illusion, you live, you love, you act, you create. The freedom of illusion is the freedom to live, even if truth remains forever hidden. Number 41. The end of naive realism. Naive realism is the belief that your senses show you the truth, that the apple is red because the apple is red, that the table is solid because the table is solid. Hoffman's work dismantles this belief. His simulations prove it false. His metaphors reveal it hollow. You do not see the truth. You see icons. You do not touch reality. You touch symbols. Naive realism feels safe. But it is a dream, a story evolution told you. And like every dream, it must end when naive realism dies. The illusion is exposed, and you are left asking, if not this, then what is real? Number 42. Survival without truth. Hoffman's mathematics show an unsettling pattern. Organisms that see truth fall behind. They hesitate. They process too much. They fail to act. Organisms that see only fitness survive. They act fast. They follow signals. They reproduce. Over time, only illusions remain. Survival does not need truth. It never did. Nature favors efficiency, not honesty. Evolution hides reality, because knowing it offers no advantage. Illusion is enough. The truth seers die. The illusion seers thrive. And so you live inside the illusion, because your ancestors who trusted truth are gone. Number 43. Color as code. When you see red, you think it is in the apple, but Hoffman reminds you, red exists only in you. It is a code, a payoff created by evolution, a signal that says energy, a signal that says eat. The apple itself has no red. The light has no red. The wavelength has no red. Red is a construction, a symbol, a payoff. Color itself is an interface, a code written on the screen, not a property of reality. Every shade you admire, every color you trust, is a code, not the truth. Number 44. Sound as symbol. A voice speaks. You hear tone. You hear meaning. You hear sound. But Hoffman would say, there is no sound in reality, only vibrations, only pressure waves. Sound is your brain's construction, an icon in your interface, useful for survival, but not truth. The voice you hear, the music you love, the thunder that startles, all are symbols, payoffs crafted by evolution. They feel real, they sound true, but they are icons. Interface creations, not the structure of reality, not the truth of the world. Number 45. The taste of illusion. Sweetness melts on your tongue. You believe sugar is sweet, but Hoffman says sweetness is not in sugar. It is in you. It is an icon, a payoff, a signal that says energy, a reason to consume. Bitter is not in the leaf. Sour is not in the fruit. They are icons, codes written in your interface. They keep you alive. They steer your choices. They shape your survival, but they are not truth. Taste is perception. Perception is symbol. Symbols are not reality. Sweetness is a lie. A beautiful lie. A useful lie that kept your ancestors alive. Number 46. Touch as icon. You press your hand against wood. It feels solid, firm, real, but physics tells us the atoms do not touch. Forces repel. Space remains. Yet your mind tells you solidity. Hoffman explains this as another icon, a payoff, a survival signal, to treat the ground as solid, to treat the table as firm, to believe in objects, even if no object is truly solid. Touch is constructed, solidity is constructed. What feels like certainty is an illusion, another symbol, another trick, another icon in the interface. Number 47. Vision as interface. You open your eyes. The world floods in, mountains, skies, faces, and light. But Hoffman insists, you do not see reality, you see your interface. Your eyes convert signals. Your brain paints icons. You live inside a virtual world, constructed for survival, not truth. The mountain is not as you see it. The sky is not as you believe it. The face before you is a symbol, not reality. Vision is powerful, but it is not accurate. It is a headset, a desktop, a tool for action, not a mirror of the world. Number 48. Hearing the interface. You think you hear the world, but you hear a construction. Vibrations become nerve signals. Signals become experience. You believe in voices, in music, in sounds of nature, but Hoffman says you are hearing icons, payoffs written in your interface. They help you act. They help you survive. They tell you to run, to eat, to rest. They are not reality. They are not truth. Hearing is another headset, another illusion, another survival. Trick. Beautiful. Useful. But not the real. Number 49. Smell and survival. The scent of smoke, the fragrance of a flower, the warning of rot. You believe you smell the world, but Hoffman says smell is another symbol, a survival icon. Smoke signals danger, flower signals nectar, rot signals poison. You never smell molecules, you never touch the truth. You inhale symbols, painted by evolution, to guide you, to keep you alive. Smell is not truth. It is payoff, a signal in the game, an icon in your interface. A mask between you and reality. Number 50. The illusion of the five senses. Sight, sound, taste, touch, smell. You call them the five senses. You trust them. You live by them. But Hoffman says they are not windows. They are walls, painted with icons. They hide reality. They give you shortcuts. They give you symbols. They guide you, but they do not reveal. They are not truth. They are the interface. An evolutionary desktop, a headset of illusions. You think you know the world, but you know only your senses, and your senses are lies told for survival. Number 51. Seeing without truth. You believe your eyes are windows, clear panes showing the real world, but Hoffman says your eyes are painters. They do not reveal. They create. They turn signals into symbols. Light enters, but you do not see light. You see icons, Shapes, colors, movement, none of it is reality, all of it is interface. You are not looking at the world, you are looking at the desktop. The icons are beautiful, they are useful, but they are not truth. Vision feels like certainty, but it is illusion, a crafted stage, built by evolution, to help you live, not to let you know. Number 52, the mirage of the body. You look at your hand, you see flesh, skin, nails. You think it is you, you believe it is real, but Hoffman says your body is also an icon, a symbol in the interface. Your hand feels solid, but atoms do not touch. Your skin feels warm, but warmth is an interpretation. Your body is not reality. It is a symbol you carry, a survival image, a payoff icon. Even the sense of self, the sense of this is me, is part of the interface. Your body is the avatar, not the truth. The body is a mask, worn by something deeper, something hidden. Number 53, the avatar of self. The person you think you are, the one who looks in the mirror, the one who feels inside. May itself be an icon. Hoffman says the self is not fundamental, it is a construction, an avatar built by the interface, a way to track choices, to navigate survival. Identity feels stable, but it is another illusion, a character in the desktop simulation. The I you trust, the me you defend, is not the reality, it is the role your interface gives you. You are an avatar, not the truth, a symbol of self in a world of symbols. Number 54, the mirage of others. When you see another person, a face, a voice, a presence, you think you know them. You believe they exist as you see them. But Hoffman says others are also icons. Your perception paints them, creates their image, interprets their sound. What you know of them is not them. It is your interface, your construction. They are conscious agents, but the agent you see, the body you imagine, the voice you hear, are symbols, representations, not reality. Every relationship you have, every connection you feel, is filtered through icons, a dream of others, not the truth of others. Number 55, the hidden agents. Beneath the interface, beneath the icons, Hoffman proposes conscious agents. They are not matter, they are not objects, they are units of awareness. Each one perceives, each one decides, each one acts, and together they interact, forming networks, vast webs of consciousness. From these webs, the icons arise. Space, time, matter, all are born from agents. You never see them, you never touch them, but they are there. Hidden reality, the fundamental truth, consciousness itself, playing behind the screen. Number 56, the illusion of continuity. You believe the world is stable, that it continues from moment to moment. Hoffman says this stability is an illusion. Your perceptions refresh, like frames in a movie, each one constructed anew. The continuity you feel is a trick of the interface. It hides the gaps, it hides the construction. You believe in flow, in persistence, but reality may not flow. Reality may not persist. The world you see is stitched together, illusions strung into story, a survival narrative, not a mirror of what is. Number 57, memory as interface. You trust your memories. You believe they anchor you. You think they reveal the past. But Hoffman says memory is not truth. Memory is part of the interface, a survival tool, not a history. Your brain edits, compresses, invents. It gives you symbols, not reality. You do not remember the past. You reconstruct. You rebuild. Each recall is creation, not retrieval. Memory feels solid, but it is another icon, another payoff, another illusion, built not for truth, but for survival. Number 58, language as illusion. You use words, you build sentences, you believe they describe reality, but Hoffman says language is also interface, symbols stacked on symbols, a way to share survival, not a way to know truth. Words point, but they do not reveal. They compress, they simplify, they hide. You say tree, But the tree is an icon. The word is another icon. Language is icons describing icons. A hall of mirrors. Beautiful, useful, but never touching reality. Your every sentence is built on illusions. Number 59. Science on the desktop. You may say, if perception lies, science will reveal the truth. But Hoffman warns, science also uses perception. Instruments give you readings, but readings are icons, numbers are icons, graphs are icons, they are part of the desktop. Science maps the interface. It predicts well, it builds technology, but it does not escape the icons. It cannot step off the desktop. Even the deepest physics may still be symbol. Science refines. Illusion, but refinement is not truth. The interface remains. Number 60. The unseen reality. If perception hides, if senses lie, if science stays on the desktop, then what is reality? Hoffman answers with humility. He does not claim to know. He says it is hidden. He says it is consciousness. He says it is agents, networks of perception, patterns of choice, structures beyond space-time, the unseen reality, the truth behind the interface. It waits. It does not show itself. It is not for survival. It is not for perception, but it is there, silent, vast, beyond the reach of your icons. Number 61. The veil of icons. Every moment you open your eyes, you think you are looking at reality, but Hoffman reminds you, you are looking only at icons, a thin veil painted by evolution. This veil is persuasive. It convinces you that the world you see is the truth, but every object, every sound, every taste is a symbol. It is an image designed to guide behavior, not reveal the structure beneath. The veil hides reality, yet you cannot lift it. Evolution sealed it over. Your senses, so you live inside the veil, walking through icons, trusting illusions, believing they are true, and yet something deeper waits, hidden behind the veil. Number 62. Consciousness as primary. For centuries, science told you matter came first, that consciousness was an afterthought, an accident of atoms. Hoffman turns this upside down. He says consciousness is primary, the ground of reality, the source, not the byproduct. Conscious agents exist. They perceive, they choose, they interact, and from them arises the interface. Space-time, objects, and matter all emerge from these deeper patterns. Matter is the shadow. Consciousness is the fire. You are not a machine that produces awareness. You are awareness itself, and the universe is woven from consciousness. Number 63. The illusion of matter. You sit at a desk. You rest your hands on wood. You trust its solidity. You call it matter. But Hoffman says matter is not fundamental. It is another icon, a symbol on the interface. Matter feels solid, but physics shows empty space. Quantum mechanics shows probabilities, fields, not things. And Hoffman goes further, saying even these fields are part of the interface, not the ultimate truth. Matter is illusion. Matter is symbol. Matter is icon. What feels like reality is only surface. The truth is hidden, beyond matter, beyond symbol. Number 64. The death of spacetime. Einstein gave us relativity. Space bends, time slows. But Hoffman says even this stage is not real. Space-time itself is an icon, a construction, a tool of survival. He echoes physicists who whisper, space-time is doomed. It is part of the interface, a useful map, but not the territory. The true reality does not live in space. It does not move through time. These are illusions, painted symbols, beautiful but false. The death of space-time opens the door to a reality stranger than imagination, a reality without the coordinates you know. Number 65. Evolution against truth. Why does Hoffman insist perception hides reality? Because evolution demands it. His evolutionary game theory shows it clearly. Organisms tuned to truth lose. They drown in data. They hesitate. They fall. Organisms tuned to payoffs survive. They act quickly. They follow signals. They reproduce. and truth is erased. Evolution has no use for accuracy. It only values fitness. Illusion wins. Truth dies. And so your senses are crafted not for truth, but for survival. They keep you alive, but they keep you blind. Number 66. The red of the rose. A rose blooms. You see red. You feel beauty. You think the rose is red. But Hoffman says the rose has no color. Wavelength is not red. Photons are not red. The red lives only in you. It is a payoff, a symbol. Evolution painted it to guide you, to attract, to signal. But it is not truth. The rose is not red. You are red. Your perception gives it. Your interface paints it. Red is an illusion. Beautiful, seductive, but still illusion. Another icon, another mask, hiding reality. Number 67. The apple once more. You hold an apple. You see red. You feel weight. You taste sweetness. But Hoffman tells you, none of this is the apple. It is the interface. The redness is payoff. The weight is payoff. The sweetness is payoff. Each one a signal, a shortcut. None of them truth. The apple is not as you see it. It is a symbol, a construction, a survival icon. You never touch the apple itself. You never see its true nature. You only meet the icon, painted for your survival. The apple you trust is not the apple that is. Number 68. Touching the illusion. You touch a stone, hard and cool in your hand. You think this is truth, but Hoffman says hardness is illusion. Coolness is illusion. They are icons, symbols given by the interface. Atoms do not touch. Forces repel. Empty space fills the stone. Solidity is constructed. Coolness is constructed. What you feel is not reality. What you feel is payoff. Evolution gave you this feeling. To act. To live. To trust the ground. To hold the tool. But the truth of the stone, whatever it may be, is hidden behind the icon, forever concealed. Number 69. Sound without sound. You hear thunder, a deep crash in the sky. You believe the sound is out there, but Hoffman reminds you, sound is not in the world. It is in you. The world offers vibration, pressure waves in the air, but sound is your construction, your icon, your payoff. A warning symbol painted on the interface. Evolution gave you sound, to notice danger, to respond, but thunder has no sound. Lightning has no roar. The sound lives in you. Built for survival, not for truth. You do not hear the world. You hear the interface. Number 70. Seeing the mask. Every object you know, every color, every sound, every taste, is part of the mask. Hoffman says the mask is not optional. It is the only way you can survive. But the mask is not truth. It is interface. It is symbol. It is illusion. You are not meant to see reality. You are meant to see payoffs. The mask comforts. It guides. It protects. But it also blinds. The mask is beautiful, but it hides what matters most. Beneath it, reality remains unseen, waiting, beyond the icons, beyond the mask. Number 71. The collapse of certainty. You walk through the world believing in certainty. The sky is blue. The ground is solid. The sun rises. But Hoffman says these certainties collapse. They are icons, painted for survival. They feel reliable, but reliability is not truth. The blue is not in the sky. The solid is not in the ground. Even the sunrise is a story. The earth spins. Time bends. And perception stitches it into certainty. But the certainty is false. It is comfort. It is payoff. Certainty hides reality. It blinds you with stability. When in truth, there is no certainty. Only interface. Only illusion. Number 72. Evolution's hidden agenda. You trust your senses, but Hoffman reminds you, evolution shaped them, not for truth, not for accuracy, but for survival. This is evolution's hidden agenda, to give you just enough, to keep you alive, to let you pass on your genes, to simplify, to hide. Truth is too complex, too costly. Illusion is cheaper. Illusion is efficient. Illusion wins. So your world, every sight, every sound, every touch, was built by evolution, not to show you what is real, but to keep you alive. Evolution hides, and you survive. Number 73. The prison of illusion. Imagine a prison. No bars, no walls, only senses. You cannot escape, because you do not know you are trapped. This is the prison Hoffman describes. Your senses confine you. They give you only icons. They paint walls of illusion. You believe the walls are truth. But the prison is built from survival. You are locked in icons. You cannot see outside. You cannot touch reality. You live your life inside this cage, believing it is freedom. The prison is invisible, yet unbreakable. It is the prison of illusion, and it defines your every step. Number 74. Science in the cage. You may think science escapes the illusion, that it reveals reality, but Hoffman warns, science is also inside the cage. It uses instruments. Instruments produce data. Data produces graphs, numbers and images. But these too are icons. The cage remains. Science refines the interface. It predicts better. It manipulates symbols. But it does not leave the cage. It cannot, because all measurement, all observation, all theory is built from perception, and perception is the prison. Science explores the cell, but never escapes the walls. Number 75. The dream of objectivity. You believe in objectivity, that science or reason can see without bias, that truth can be measured. But Hoffman's work suggests otherwise. Objectivity is still interface, still icons, still illusions, shared illusions, collective payoffs. You and others agree on objects. You agree on colors. You agree on sounds. But agreement does not make truth. Agreement makes survival easier. Objectivity is another dream. Useful, powerful, but still illusion. Another mask, another layer that hides the real. Even when many believe, illusion does not become truth. Number 76. The shadow of quantum theory. Quantum physics unsettles reality. Particles appear as probabilities. Observers influence outcomes. Reality refuses to stay solid. Hoffman uses this to say, the world is not what it seems. The quantum world is strange, but perhaps it is strange because it is interface, not truth. Particles may not exist at all. They may be icons, painted by interaction. Symbols of survival, not building blocks. The shadow of quantum theory whispers that matter may not exist, that reality may not be physical, that science is brushing the edge of Hoffman's bold claim. Consciousness, not matter, is fundamental. Number 77. Consciousness as code. Hoffman describes conscious agents, units of awareness, each one like code, running perception, making choices, interacting with others. From these interactions emerges the interface, the world you see, the space you move in, the objects you trust. Consciousness is the code, the generator, the machine behind the icons. You do not see it. You cannot. But it builds everything. Not matter, not space-time, but agents. Interacting. Consciousness as code. Consciousness as the foundation. Consciousness as the true architecture, hidden beneath the desktop. Number 78. The interface of dreams. When you dream, you see images, faces, places, objects. They feel real, they feel solid, but you wake and realize they were constructions. Your mind created them. Hoffman suggests waking life may be the same. A dream interface, painted by evolution. A useful dream, a survival dream, but not reality. You live inside a dream, a lucid illusion. It feels consistent, it feels convincing, but it is still a dream. One dream, layered on another, and the waking world may be as illusory as the sleeping one. Number 79. Free will in the interface. You feel free, you feel choice, you feel will, but Hoffman asks, if perception is constructed, is freedom also constructed? Is free will an icon, a symbol your interface gives you, to help you navigate the world? You act, you choose, you feel agency. But perhaps this is another survival payoff, another illusion, another mask. The dream of free will may be useful, but not true, just as color is not true, just as solidity is not true. Choice may not be truth. It may be symbol, a painted option. In the desktop of survival. Number 80. Meaning as illusion. You search for meaning. You look for purpose. You believe it exists in the world. But Hoffman would say, meaning too is part of the interface. A payoff. A survival symbol. It keeps you moving. It keeps you living. It guides behavior, but it may not reveal truth. Meaning feels profound, but it may be constructed. A story evolution gave you, to keep you in motion, to keep you engaged. The meaning you find may not be real. It may be illusion, but illusion that saves, illusion that sustains, illusion that keeps you alive. Number 81. The theater of awareness. Close your eyes. The stage of awareness remains. Thoughts, images, and sounds drift through. They appear and vanish. But Hoffman says this stage is not a mirror of reality. It is the theater your interface builds. The props are icons. The actors are perceptions. The script is written by evolution. You watch the play. You believe it is the world. But it is only theater. Behind the curtain, conscious agents interact. You do not see them. You cannot. You only see the show. The lights, the colors, the movement. All illusions, beautiful illusions, but illusions nonetheless. Awareness itself is real, yet the play it presents is not truth. Number 82. Consciousness behind the curtain. What lies behind the stage of perception? Hoffman says it is consciousness. Not matter, not particles. Conscious agents, interacting networks, choosing, perceiving, creating. From these interactions, the interface arises. Objects, colors, space, and time all emerge. They are not primary, they are secondary. Consciousness is primary. It is the hidden machinery, the backstage reality. You do not see the agents. You do not know their structure, but they are the curtain's truth. They are the reason the play exists. Beneath the icons, beneath the illusions, consciousness waits, the deeper foundation, the hidden real. Number 83. The fragile self. You believe you are stable, that the I you feel continues, solid and unbroken, but Hoffman reminds you, the self is another construction, an icon of identity, a survival avatar, built by your interface. You are not one thing. You are changing, shifting, a story pieced together, from memories, from perceptions, from illusions. The I is fragile. It is painted. It is not fundamental. Consciousness is fundamental. The self is a mask, a temporary role, a useful fiction. You are more than the self, and less than the truth you imagine. The self is symbol, not reality. Number 84. The mirror of others. You look at another, you see their face, you hear their voice, you believe you know them. But Hoffman says what you know is your construction. Your interface builds their image, their sound, their presence. They too are conscious agents, but what you perceive is not them. It is your icon, your survival symbol. The mirror of others reflects only interface, not truth. They are hidden, just as you are hidden. Every relationship you live is filtered, is painted, is built from illusions. Others exist, but the others you see are not reality. They are icons, shared but shallow, useful, but not truth. Number 85. The illusion of continuity. You wake each day and believe the world continues. You think it flows, but Hoffman says continuity is stitched. Your perceptions rebuild each moment, like film frames. Your interface hides the gaps. It smooths the breaks. It creates the story. Continuity is illusion. It feels like flow, but it is constructed. You trust the river of time, but time is icon. You trust the persistence of objects, but objects are icons. Continuity comforts, but it blinds. The flow is false. A movie played in your mind, edited by evolution, for survival, not for truth. Number 86. The Hall of Mirrors. Icons reflect icons. Language describes objects, but objects are icons. Words reflect symbols. Science measures particles, but particles are icons. The entire world becomes a hall of mirrors, each reflection pointing to another, none reaching truth. Hoffman says this is the trap. The interface hides itself. It convinces you it is real, but every reflection, every icon, every mirror is still illusion. A hall built for survival, a hall with no exit, because the mirrors are your senses, and your senses are the walls of the cage. Number 87. The Edge of Physics. Physics digs deep. It searches for truth. It finds quantum strangeness. It finds relativity, but Hoffman reminds us, even the best equations describe the interface, not what is beneath. Space-time is doomed. Particles are symbols. Fields are icons. Physics describes illusions with extraordinary accuracy, but accuracy inside illusion is not truth. The edge of physics is the edge of the desktop. Beyond it lies the code, the conscious agents, the hidden structures, the true reality, which science cannot see, because it too is trapped in the interface. Number 88. The Door of Doubt. When you learn perception is false, doubt opens. You question color, you question sound, you question matter, you question time. The door of doubt can be frightening, but Hoffman shows it is also freeing. If perception is illusion, then truth may be stranger, wilder, more profound. The door of doubt does not close. It remains open, inviting you deeper, beyond the icons, beyond the interface, into the hidden real. You may never reach it, but the doubt itself is the beginning, the seed of awareness, the first step beyond illusion. Number 89. The Ocean of Agents. Imagine an ocean, not of water, but of consciousness. Endless conscious agents, each one perceives, each one chooses, each one acts. Together they interact, they weave networks. From their play emerges your world, the interface, the icons, the illusions. You never see the ocean. You only see the waves, the colors, the surface. But beneath, the ocean moves. Conscious agents shift. They are the hidden reality. Vast, infinite, unseen. Consciousness as ocean, perception as surface, illusion as spray. The ocean is truth. The interface is shadow. Number 90. The Gift of Illusion. Though it hides reality, though it deceives, the interface is also a gift. Without it you would not survive. Truth would overwhelm. Details would drown you. Icons simplify. Colors guide. Sounds warn. Tastes direct. Illusions save. The mask protects. The deception gives life. Hoffman reminds you, the interface is not failure. It is brilliance. It is the design of evolution. A headset that hides, yet lets you live. Illusion is the price, but also the gift. You live in shadows, but the shadows sustain you until the day you ask, what lies beyond? Number 91. The Horizon of Illusion. Everywhere you look, you find icons, the ground beneath your feet, the sky above your head, the faces of those you love. They all belong to the interface. They are illusions built for survival, and yet they feel infinite. They stretch like a horizon. But Hoffman reminds you, horizons are not truth. They are appearances, boundaries that move as you move, illusions that shift. The horizon of perception is endless, but it is not real. It is another symbol, another survival tool. You will never reach it because it is not there. It is painted by your interface, a mirage at the edge of illusion. Number 92. The Mask of Time. Time feels inescapable. The seconds tick. The past grows. The future approaches. But Hoffman insists, time is not real. It is an icon, a mask your interface wears. It gives order. It gives sequence. It helps you survive. But it does not reveal truth. Physics itself whispers this. Time bends, Time disappears in equations, the mask remains, but behind the mask, there is no clock, no arrow, no flow. The past and future are stories. Survival needs the stories, reality does not. Time is mask, and you live inside its illusion. Number 93, the fabric of space. Space feels infinite. You see depth, you feel distance, you measure location. But Hoffman says space is part of the interface. Not fundamental, not reality. It is fabric woven for survival. A grid drawn to guide movement, to help you act, but not to reveal. Space is not the stage. It is a symbol, an icon, and when physicists say space-time is doomed, Hoffman nods. The interface unravels. The fabric tears, and behind it, consciousness waits, reality waits. Something stranger, something hidden, beyond the fabric, beyond the symbol, beyond the space you trust. Number 94, the death of objects. You trust objects, you build your world upon them. But Hoffman says objects are not real. They are icons, symbols created by the interface. The apple, the chair, the stone, the star, all illusions, useful but false. Physics dissolves them. Evolution hides them. Your senses stitch them. But none are fundamental. Objects die as truth. They live only as payoffs. The world of things is the world of icons. A dream of stability in a universe of consciousness. And when objects die, you begin to glimpse the hidden reality without things, without form, only agents, only choice. Number 95. Consciousness unveiled. What is reality if not objects? Not space, not time. Hoffman answers, it is consciousness. Conscious agents, units of perception, networks of awareness. The universe is built of experience, not matter. Consciousness is primary, matter is secondary. The interface emerges from interactions, but the agents remain hidden. You are one. I am one. The world itself may be countless agents, dancing in infinite webs. Consciousness unveiled shows the stage was never real, the icons were never truth. What is real is awareness itself, perception itself, the hidden field of mind that lies beneath all. Number 96. The illusion of meaning. You search for meaning. You believe it lies in objects, in goals, in time. But Hoffman says meaning is also part of the interface. An illusion to guide survival. It gives you drive. It gives you hope. It keeps you alive. But it is not truth. The meaning you feel, the purpose you chase, they are signals, evolutionary payoffs, icons in the mind, useful, comforting, but not reality. Meaning itself may be a mask, a story, painted by the interface. Yet even illusion can sustain. Even illusion can inspire, and so you live inside the meaning that hides the truth. Number 97. The edge of knowledge. You believe knowledge grows, science expands, truth approaches, but Hoffman warns, knowledge may never reach truth, because all knowledge is built from icons, from perceptions, from illusions. We refine the desktop, we sharpen the symbols, but the code beneath remains hidden. The edge of knowledge is the edge of the interface. We cannot cross it. We cannot see beyond. The interface is total, yet knowledge still matters. It deepens illusion. It strengthens survival. But truth itself may stay forever out of reach, waiting beyond knowledge, beyond perception, beyond you. Number 98. The end of naive hope. You may hope perception is partly true, that the icons show at least fragments, but Hoffman says no, the icons are not windows, they are veils, they are symbols, they do not resemble reality, they hide it completely. The apple is not apple, the snake is not snake, the table is not table, none of it mirrors truth. Evolution proves it, simulation proves it. The hope that perception reveals truth must die, and in its death, you face the void, the absence of certainty, the end of naive hope, and the beginning of deeper questions. Number 99. the whisper of reality. Though the interface hides, though icons deceive, reality whispers. Through physics, through mathematics, through doubt. Hoffman suggests conscious agents, interacting in unseen networks, that build the interface, that create the world you know. You cannot see them, you cannot touch them, but you can imagine, you can wonder. Reality whispers, beyond the symbols, beyond the survival game, beyond the prison of senses. Something is there, not color, not shape, not time, not object, but something, silent, hidden, waiting, whispering behind the veil. Number 100. The illusion complete. You have walked through the interface. You have seen the icons. You have heard Hoffman's warning. Reality is not what you see. It is not what you hear. It is not what you taste or touch. It is not space. It is not time. It is not matter. All are illusions. All are payoffs. All are masks. The interface is complete. It surrounds you. It sustains you. It blinds you. Yet without it, you could not live. The illusion is not failure. It is design. The illusion is the gift. You live in it. You breathe in it. You dream in it. And behind it, reality remains, hidden, silent, waiting,